Hello there folks, this is Ferengi on board again. Welcome to my YouTube channel in which I provide answers on different topics like dream interpretation, psychology, psychiatry, spirituality and other aspects based on the awareness and wisdom that I have acquired through my life. This time I will answer a question, another one on Quora, regarding dreams and dream interpretations. The topic of the question today is why do people have dreams within dreams and how many layers would that be normal? Okay, now I could say this would be a bit of a tricky question in a way because I feel there are some points here that induce a bit of fear, not in me of course, but the point about this is how many layers and normal. Okay, the way the question was structured shows that some person definitely feels there is something off about them. Okay, so there is nothing off about anyone. Each and every person chose in a way, or well, they will manifest their own way in this life because, well, it is their purpose. A person's truth is, well, their own life and what they chose to experience and how much they will ever achieve based on the knowledge that they have, based on the knowledge that they also have from previous lives, and that knowledge is not easily gonna be attainable because, well, in most situations it is much better that people simply do not remember past lives. Now, dreams are something that are somewhat difficult to define because they usually have this habit of defining logics. Most people don't, even in science, if you ask scientists how the brain works, well, no one actually knows how the brain truly works, but everyone has definitely a explanation for this and that, and it's like, dude, you don't even know how your brain works. How come you simply come with definitions about the dreams, which usually seem to be even more complicated than the brain itself? Because when you dream, well, you basically access different, let's say, dimensions of your existence. Okay, the mind actually functions on multiple dimensions, and when you dream, the let's say limitations that your embodiment may possess upon you, those limitations simply fade. Not necessarily entirely, but you just get access to a whole lot of things. Now the point is, when you wake up, you simply have a translation of what you have been experiencing in those other dimensions of your life. Okay, those can be parallel existences of yours, it could be hints of past lives, but come again, you never know if it's just some weird imagination. Okay, because more or less it could be also in an imagination. How do you know if it's past lives, or how do you know if it's something more special? Well, the only answer for this is if you become introspective. These are the types of questions few people can actually answer for you, and you have to make sure they are some highly qualified gurus, or people who can actually understand those answers and also portray them in a way that you can understand. Now the point is, nobody's gonna actually tell you this. There is no guru that will actually dive deep for you and tell you your truths, because the only thing that such people can do is help you, give you the tools necessary to become introspective enough so that you become more in tune with different aspects of yourself. And therefore, by becoming more in tune with these aspects of yourself, the point is that's when you start feeling certain truths about yourself. And, well, having a dream is usually, as of what I feel, and there is an exception here, the vivid dreams, which are even more difficult to interpret. Usually when you have non-conscious dreams, those can be all sorts of ideas. Okay, usually dreams are a translation of what you have experienced in different worlds. Now, what many people may not understand about life in general is that if you want to experience a certain dimension, you will require a body for that, okay, or a vehicle, or an accessory, call it whatever you want. How this thing works? Well, very simple. Imagine life and reincarnation just like switching one video game to another. When you get into a video game, you cannot experience that video game without the avatar that you're using, right? That character that you are experiencing the map with. If you don't have that character, you simply cannot experience the game. Just like this life is. If you don't have this body, you cannot experience this life. Sure, if you are a discarnate entity, okay, because there are billions of such beings, if not even more, the point is you can experience this life, but you won't be experiencing life as of the prism of that body, okay? Because when you experience life from the prism of this body, okay, this human body, you will experience life in a certain way. If you experience life through the body, or let's say through the vehicle of an ant, for example, life will be perceivable in another way. And of course, your level of awareness will be different. And awareness also means perception, which means, well, which is translated as how much you are able to perceive and also the way it is. Okay, that is why animals are very simple. They don't attach any, complex meaning to, trees or whatever else. Everything that is just is for them. They don't need extra, meanings like, you can cut a tree and make paper out of it, for example, right? Animals don't have such a need. It doesn't mean they may not have deeper perspectives, but for their level of existence, which they usually resume at their, lowest levels, right? The level of survival, such awarenesses are not available to them because the level of awareness that is only for survival will always imply, replication and, feeding and escaping any possible danger. Those are all the, possible things that can be perceived at that level of awareness. When it comes to us humans, we are more aware than animals because we have been granted a higher level of consciousness, okay? And that's how it has been decided. It's not that we were chosen by the universe to be superior to others. Yes, it was a choice, but it was a choice that we kind of agreed to as part of this experiment called life, okay? Before the life seed has started blooming in this world, we chose to experience life in this shape and form through multiple existences so that we improve that of which we are, okay? And go through multiple incarnations to find out more about the truths of that in which we are. Having dreams is usually coming back from such experiences, so now I can actually relate to this as of my having spoken about bodies, okay? When you have the mental body, okay, that or the Merkaba body, or let's call it the dream vehicle, okay, that you use to experience different other dimensions of your existence. The point is, when you do that, okay, when you are doing this, you will perceive things that most likely will be not understandable by your mind, okay, because that is a different body experiencing completely different dimensions of life, okay. Some of them may be so awkward, and that's why you won't probably remember anything, because truth be said, when you will part ways with this body, okay, the moment you will part ways with this body, you will lose all perception of this world. You will no longer remember or recognize any of the people that might be near you when you are on your deathbed, okay? All those beings are just some weird beings, some beings that you have no knowledge about, because everything that is mental, everything that is regarding your mind will remain in here, in this body, okay? They will also remain in your Akashic records, yes, but now being a being without a body, since the body has been discarded and it became incompatible with life, once you go out there, okay, whatever happens, this world is no longer of an interest, because you no longer have a body. Depending on your karmic debt and on different things, you may require more or less time to reincarnate again. But until you reincarnate again, this world possesses no importance to you. The people will no longer be important because they won't serve any value to you anymore. And secondarily, the point is that food is no longer important, and the aspect of clothing, for example, is no longer important, and literally nothing experiential in this universe, in this world, let's say, and not only world, in this universe, okay? Nothing that can be experienced here is of any importance again, because you don't have a vehicle that allows you to experience through its prism. Now, from the infinity of existence, okay, well, I usually don't accept infinity, but okay, the point is, your vehicle, your body is just like a scope, okay? It's just like the scope of a sniper rifle. The point is, the scope allows you to see better different things. When you have a body, you can experience this world from a certain fixed perspective, okay? Because a fly would see in a different way, a spider would feel and see in different ways, and a human would see and feel in different ways, okay? Dogs will see and hear and, well, perceive the world in different ways. So you see, the vehicle is a fixed way of experiencing life, okay? It is a fixed way of experiencing life, just like the scope is a fixed way of experiencing life. It amplifies, it magnifies a part of existence that you will focus upon through that vehicle. That's one of the principles of life, okay? You'll focus on different things, so you can experience life, well, as a prism of, I don't know, an ascended person, or someone who seeks ascendance, I don't know, serial killer, or whatever other personality or things you want to experience, right? So having dreams is all about your inner journeys, okay? Journeys deeper into yourself, into your being, okay? Because the more introspective you become, you will see that you will discover a lot of things. And in my dreams, I've seen quite a lot of things, but I cannot share them. And usually dreams cannot easily be shared, especially the deeper ones, because you simply do not have the words for that. That is how higher dimensions function. They are only accessible to each and every individual in their own way, okay? Because everyone's perceptions will be, well, to their own. And when you experience something that is greater, you cannot simply express it to others, okay? You can just tell a bit about how you felt or what impressions it gave, and, well, if people are not ready, most likely they won't agree with you. Having dreams in dreams, well, you don't know exactly if you had a dream in a dream, even if you remember it that way, okay? You can have the impression that you fell asleep during your dream, but, it can be actually two dreams that your mind has put one so close to another that you came up consciously with the impression that you had a dream in a dream. Now, a dream in a dream can actually be a reminder that you're basically at a higher level dreaming that you are having this life. And when you go to sleep and you start dreaming, it's like you're waking up to the other potentials and lives that there are out there. That is how I personally would take this, okay? And do not hurry to take whatever I say for granted, to take them with a bit of salt. How many layers is normal? There is no such thing as normal. You can have 10 dreams in the same dream, okay? It can go as deep as that. And I can assure you it won't go necessarily that far, but who knows? Maybe it can, okay? So, you see, the point is, I heard once a quote that said, the more calm you become and the more introspective you become, dreams will simply no longer be of any importance. And I think I also heard that dreams may no longer even occur. You could think also about this, but I do not have any explanation on that, because I'm not a knowledgeable person, and I simply prefer saying, well, this is a limitation that I currently have, so why not try to invent an answer when, well, I can simply admit the truth that I don't know enough of that thing. So dreams are different ways of your inner selves, okay, your inner dimensions expressing themselves to you. It's an invitation to become even more introspective, but this doesn't necessarily mean that you have to spend your whole life, just dreaming and daydreaming, okay? There is still work to be done in here. But, the simple fact is, dreams usually are, how to call this, a translation from, well, they are a translation for your mind, okay? Most likely they are not what your mind will get to know, because once you have experienced things that are much beyond your experience, they can only be translated to something that your mind can understand. So most likely they will be just interpretations through different symbols or things that are as close related as possible, but this close relation can actually be a far relation, because you never know how other dimensions work, what their logic is. So many people are just dumb to accept that everything else functions the same way as here, and whoever or whatever created this universe is bound to look exactly like us, okay? And we have the appearance of that god, okay, or groups of gods, okay. This is as far away from the truth as possible, because like we just created some gods, some entities, okay, that we attributed our uh, ways of look, right, instead of them creating us in their image, which is definitely stupid, okay. That which creates something is part of literally all the pieces of that something, okay. Exactly like with software development and game development, okay? When such thing is created, the creator is literally everywhere in that game. Now, of course, you won't be seeing them there, but if you go very deep and experience the energy of that game, you can actually see or even get to feel some of the, you know, emotional manifestations that, you know, the author of the game willingly or unwillingly impregnated their creation with. Okay. Now enough about this. I hope I have touched the idea of dreams, as much as possible. This is a topic that I can discuss quite long on, and I don't want to extend this video indefinitely. So hope my answer is valid. Feel free to subscribe and like if you like this type of content that I'm providing. Feel free to ask my questions, preferably on my YouTube channel, or well, even on Quora if you like. But do note that I will take my time before I answer, because I just want to make sure that I provide answers in a way that people can understand, and don't look at me like being some kind of super guru or something. But I prefer not sounding too pompous or something, because most people are just waking up for now to a spiritual life, and being at the beginning, things may like actually overwhelm them, and it's better if things are given one step at a time. Okay, so all these being said, you are loved and appreciated. Keep doing the great work that you're doing for the moment, and well, take great care. Stay safe. Fair Engine Board signing out.